Welcome. And we're so happy that you're here. And for all of you that are joining us, for some it's good morning, for some it's good afternoon, and for others, good evening. Whatever it is, and wherever you're at joining us and watching this video, we are delighted that you're here. You're part of our family, and we are here working for you. We've got a lot of great information. Uh, and we're going to get straight away to our guest. Uh, I would be remiss if I didn't remind everybody who we are. Most of y'all know. I'm Dr. D. Haggerty, and my lovely partner.
Oh, me. April Rains Volk. Hi, everybody.
April gets a little testier every time we do one of these recordings, but we love her anyway. April, when we were here at our last episode, Eden was really working hard telling us everything we wanted to know and more about panties and bras. And we got just to the really exciting part about measuring for bras, and we had a technical difficulty. What happened? And what are you going to do to fix this, April?
Well, okay. So just to kind of review where we've been so far, we started this series back a while ago talking about women's clothing, how to fit them, what fits, right? How do we address the assigned male at birth body and dress it up in women's clothing. Next, we moved to shapewear, starting from the inside, kind of the bottom up, we moved to shapewear. And then in our last episode, we wanted to focus first on panties and brasiers. And Eden is the expert par excellence who has brought us through this. Unfortunately, we did hit that technical glitch right towards the end. And we also realized that we had kind of stretched a little longer than we had initially anticipated, just to make sure that you had the right information before you ran out and bought yourself a bra, or you trying to figure out what size you actually. So as we looked at this, we said, well, wait, maybe we really need to not just finish bras and move on to breast forms, which is what we had talked about doing at the end of our last episode. What we've decided now is in this episode, we're going to go back and we're going to rework bras kind of from where we started in sizing, right? And how do you size yourself? And then go from there. And we'll complete the bras in this episode. And then we'll do a completely new episode where we talk about breast forms. We've got to give each of those topics their due because they are very critically important to the presentation that we want and that we should have as women, right? So with that, Dee, I think it's time for me to get off and let us bring in the real important person here, right? So I'm going to bring Eden onto the stage. And we'll go to this setup and we'll put Eden here, right where she belongs. And so, hi, Eden. How are you tonight?
Hello. It's lovely to see you both.
Absolutely. We're so glad to have you here.
Happy to be here.
So, we hit the glitch, whatever, caused us to stop at the end there. But, I think as it turned out, it's actually going to work better for us because it's really going to give you that opportunity to go back and revisit and then also expand completely on the bra topic. And it's also going to give us a little more time to learn and understand. So with that, Dee and I will sit here and we'll throw questions occasionally. But what were your big takeaways in the presentation and things that we should remember or that we should know when we're looking at bras for ourselves?
Yeah. So biggest thing is, like everything in women's clothing, there are 1,001 types of bras out there. They all have different purposes. They all have different results. So depending on what you're doing and what you want out of it is why you would choose a certain style of bra. For example, a sports bra meant to stop movement If you want to feel movement, don't wear a sports bra. Things like that. Sizing is a whole different kettle of fish. And just like we did with our very first episode where we were talking about vanity sizing and inconsistent sizing and what does that number mean? Bra sizing kind of feels the same, but there is some logic there. So we started on that, and I'm curious to see if you remember kind of any of it, or we should start right from the beginning.
How about if you start us from how we're going to measure that band size again so we get it right?
Yeah, because I know that was surprising to me too, right? So I think a lot of people think, well, okay, well, we know where I do band, and then I know where I do my breast, and it's right across the center, and it's not. And so I think that's going to adjust people. People are going to realize that their size that maybe they thought they were going to wear is really not the size that they should be wearing.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, is because logically, especially if you're used to shopping from the blue side of the closet, what you measure is what you wear. That seems to make a lot of sense. Right. But as we've discussed previously, that is not how anything works for women. We don't have that luxury. And part of that comes down to, decades of vanity sizing. Part of it comes from the evolution of the textiles industry, from when things were made at home with a sewing machine and patterns to having things made mass market, the transition into fast fashion as being super common. There's all these different factors. But ultimately, when we talk about bra sizing, there's two components to a bra size and different styles of how that works as well. So very specifically, when we talk about bra sizing, there is your cup size, and then there is your band size. Luckily, you girls get to choose your cup size. So you can be whatever you want, whether it's very demure or very, very busty a la Dolly Parton. So you get a lot of versatility in that, rather than being necessarily confined by how much growth you get, depending where you are in hormone treatment and things like that, if that's something on your horizon. However, there is one thing that you cannot change, and that is your band size. And that is because that is your rib cage. It is based on how this piece of clothing will relate to your body. And that gets handled in a couple different ways. Most commonly, bra manufacturers in the past have used what's referred to as traditional bra sizing, where it is not actually based on your underbust measurement, because that, again, would make sense. But when we think bra band, we go, oh, the band, that's the part like the elastic band that goes around my body, so it must be the bottom part.
Right.
And it's not. There are more brands that are using what's now referred to as modified sizing, which is when they've modified the sizing structure to match. Sometimes it's referred to as French sizing, because France actually has laws governing how garments can be labeled for sizing to eliminate vanity sizing. But that is different from most brands and historically how bra sizing has worked. So I'm primarily going to talk about that traditional bra sizing system, sometimes referred to as the North American bra sizing system, although the UK, for example, uses the exact same thing. Australia, Asia, they have similar things, but the numbers that they refer to will be different. Sometimes it's centimeters, sometimes it's a completely own numbering system. For example, Australia starts at size 1 and goes up, rather than say 32 or 75, depending. So but it all has this relationship to the underbust measurement not actually being the band size, which is weird, but it is the way it works.
Right.
And for context, so we did talk about this on the previous video, and I actually demonstrated it with my own physical measurements. So watch that video as well. But quick recap, what you physically measure at your underbust is, for someone without naturally developed breast tissue, will be the same measurement as your armpit measurement. So sorry, I hit the mic, but armpit measurement. That is where the issue comes from, because the bra band size, although we think underbust, is actually designed to be taken from the armpit. And this is great for someone with naturally developed breast tissue, because a bra fitter can come up, wrap a tape measure around your body above your breast tissue. They don't have to do math. But when you don't have breast tissue naturally occurring, you don't get that tissue development. And the reason why is because breast tissue is more than just what lives in the breast cup. It does come beneath the armpit into back with the lymph nodes. It does come up towards the collarbone. It does come up towards the shoulder. And all of that creates this couple of inches difference between your underbust and your armpit. And this is the same thing that happens with post-mastectomy women who have had their breasts removed for breast cancer. Same thing applies for them, where using my measurements, if they're 33 inches at their underbust, they end up being 33 inches up here. When prior to that surgery, they would have measured 38 inches and been a 38 bra band.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a weird system. And that's why when we start from that underbust measurement, which we do for accuracy because it doesn't worry about how much tissue you may or may not have developed, it's always accurate.
Right.
It's why we do the math of adding those inches to get to that true size, because essentially we're hacking the bra sizing system to make sure that that elastic band that's going to do a lot of the work of supporting your breast forms is in the right spot.
Yeah, I think that's really an awesome point to make because of our community difference, right? So we have a large number of cross-dresser women, cross-dressing women in our community, but we also have a good number of transgender women who are on hormones and who have had that naturally developed breast tissue over time. And so, I hadn't even thought now about changing how I went back to measure my bras, measure for my bras. So now I'm going to probably be buying new bras, I guess. So.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the other thing too, is that it is a very interesting kind of process of figuring out your sizing. It is important to keep in mind, just like cis women struggle with clothing sizes, cis women struggle with bra sizes. It's a regular estimate that gets thrown out that cis women, it's been estimated, I've seen it anywhere as low as 85% to as high as 96% of women are wearing the wrong bra size. It's pretty much a given that most women are, because it's inconvenient to do bra shopping. The challenge of having naturally occurring breast tissue to non-naturally occurring breast tissue and wearing breast forms or something like that is, for someone without that naturally occurring breast tissue, using a bra, using breast forms, using a breastplate to create the shape of breast tissue, you then become exclusively reliant on that bra to position that shape on your body as proportionately and as naturally as possible. A woman who is wearing the wrong bra size, that doesn't matter because it's just going to be uncomfortable for her, but that's already a part of her physical body that she cannot change. For someone who doesn't have that tissue occurring naturally, if that bra is too big, too small, not sitting correctly, it kind of tricks the eye and you're like, I don't know what's not working for me. And that's why it really, really matters and is really, really critical to someone who does not have naturally occurring breast tissue. And again, this also applies to cis women who don't have that tissue. Same rules.
Sure. Right.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah.
So to get into what does that mean and why that matters. So we've kind of talked about why bra band sizing with traditional sizing isn't based on what you measure and the historical reason to it. The other thing to talk about is how that relates to the body. So, of course, the bra is constructed to fit a certain body type to do the work of lifting, supporting the breast tissue, minimizing movement for comfort and everything like that. It's doing the function of a bra. And what that means is that bra band size, how it relates to that rib cage size, is keeping in mind the positioning of the cups of the bra. So it's why if you've ever been bra shopping and you go and you find a 32C cup and it's like this big and you're like, oh, it's so cute, it's so tiny. And then you go over to another side of the store and you find like a 48C cup and it's significantly larger. And you're like, if these are both C cups, why is this one the size of a cantaloupe and this one's the size of a kiwi? Well, it's because of how it relates to the body. Right. But if you put them side by side, beyond the length of it, the positioning of the cups specifically on that bra will be different because it's working with the idea of where that breast tissue is occurring on that rib cage. Mm-hmm. Larger band sizes tend to have a larger yoke between the breastbone area here because larger rib cage, slightly larger bone structure, slightly larger breastbone, a little bit more space needed here compared to someone who is more petite. That'll be a little bit closer together. Mm-hmm. And that's a function of that bra. So that's really, really important. The other thing that comes along with that is, of course, your shoulder width, where that bra band is sitting on your shoulders to support. Because the bra works in two ways. It is the elastic rib cage, how it circulates the body, giving support and spreading out, lifting the weight across your body and around your back, but also through the shoulder straps. If your bra band doesn't fit you, that's when those bra straps don't stay in place. Dead giveaway that your bra band is too small is your bra straps fall down. It's because the bra band, the bra straps are supposed to do half the work. And what happens is if that bra band is squeezing too tight on the rib cage, it's putting all of the tension beneath that pec muscle, beneath that breast tissue, and then the bra strap itself is no longer taking its side of the weight, so it's just loose, and then the straps fall off your shoulders and things don't stay where they're supposed to. So that's also why for women, that's often you see the bra strap sliding off the shoulders, but that's the sign instantly your bra isn't fitting. It's a little bit more obvious when you've got breast forms in your bra because there's a little bit more weight to move. But that is definitely an example. And bringing it back, what I was mentioning about in terms of cup size and how that relates to the body is what that means when you're wearing the wrong bra size. So this is Bob. He is our masculine mannequin. And Bob is 38 inches at the below pec line. Bob has been used for many demonstrations and things like that over the years. He's seen a lot. And what I have here is Bob is wearing a bra that is far too small. So you can tell because these shoulder straps are ready to pop right off versus being more in the center of the shoulder here, kind of through this trap muscle, where it's a comfortable spot kind of along that collarbone where the muscles naturally develop to hold the weight of your breasts in place. So for example, my bra strap does end right here. Again, it's right kind of where that muscle ends because it's a natural place on the body to keep the weight distributed from your band to your shoulders. Because this bra is too small and it's being stretched in a weird way, these straps are trying their whole life here and are so close to the edge of these shoulders because it's not meant for his rib cage, and they're gonna fall off. So where this bra band should be way up here, it's over here, and that's one of the issues. The other big thing is the positioning of the cups. So if we look at this cup here, we of course have that breastbone area sitting nice close. But if you take a look, the edge of the cup of this breast form is sitting actually right on the pec muscle. Like if we were looking at the mannequin without the shirt on, the nipple mark is honestly, it's about here. And it's just kind of over the edge of where the bra itself is. And you can see the battle with the bra not staying in place. So this particular example is if we, and I think I went a little bit extreme, 1 second. So this is a 34 band bra. So this bra is meant for someone who measures 30 inches. So it's a good 8 inches too small.
Wow.
And that is really just to demonstrate just how far off it can be. But this curve here shouldn't be on the pec muscle because it's meant to support all the way to that armpit. It should be way back here.
Right.
What that means is beyond the shoulder straps falling off, these breasts end up sitting so close and so together in the middle of the rib cage that when someone is looking at you straight on, there's a lot more side visible on the body than what naturally occurring breast tissue would be. So what ends up happening when you wear a bra band that's too small for you is it actually makes you look significantly broader, wider, because you don't have the tissue hanging where it would be naturally.
Yeah.
Opposite goal of feminizing the body, softening the body, because it's too focused on the cleavage.
Right.
This is where that breast tissue would occur. Because breast tissue, of course, think around your own nipple placement. It does start a little lower, it starts a little wider, and then as that tissue grows, fills up, that's when things go up and things go in for that cleavage.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. And this is definitely where that challenge is again, we think, oh, it's nice, it's full and everything here, but you can really see that, especially if I'm standing behind here, and block this a little bit so you can see the side, there is a little bit more narrowness that's occurring with the positioning of the breast forms, and therefore making the mannequin, in this case, look larger. Now, direct comparison, I have the exact same bra with the exact same size forms, but in the correct size. So this one here, same forms, same size, proper for the mannequin. And instantly, we have a lot more width happening. A lot more. We're no longer focused on keeping everything so close together. The breast form itself is sitting more towards the edges of the breast, the pec muscle. Sorry, wrong word here. You'll actually see in this case where the bra band was ending right on that curve of that pec muscle. The breast form itself is actually sitting on top of that. If we're looking for that nipple positioning, it's about here versus if the nipple was here, that bra band, the black one, was ending like here. So we have so much more. And then you see this cup is coming further back for that support. We have that pec muscle fully covered to where that breast tissue is, so that we don't have that visual gap of rib cage showing. We actually have the curves around the body looking more natural.
Yeah.
We have those bra straps in the right spot, and I can move them around, and we don't have the whole bra falling down.
Right.
So same size, completely different placement. And it just puts that visual difference of positioning to the body correctly.
Right. Yeah, it just gives it a more natural look. Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of counterintuitive, right? You kind of think like, well, if I have if the band is tight, then it's going to fit properly, right? And that's really not what you're looking for.
And that's exactly it. Is so many people have heard the expression, "Oh, it's so good at the end of the day when I take my bra off. I can't wait." That's a sign your bra doesn't fit. So we also have the expectation when you're starting to dress on the pink side of the closet that bra band should be a squeeze. You should feel it. It should create tension. And we get the expectation that that's what feels good, is that squeeze. And it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be very, very comfortable. It's not something you're supposed to be aware of because you're meant to wear it for hours and hours and hours. You should be able to easily slide your fingers in and have that comfort so you can adjust it. If it's squeezed in and you're really wedging in to get there, again, it's not working for you. And that's when you run the risk of that breast tissue, that cup size, not being positioned properly to the rib cage and making you look broader rather than that femininity. That softer figure, keeping in mind breast tissue being a little broader on the chest.
Right. It shouldn't be a torture device. I guess that's what we're saying.
It shouldn't be a torture device. And we may think that it's comfortable when it's a squeeze, but you also have to keep in mind how that's affecting your look. It doesn't mean if you have forms that you love, for example, that you need all new breast forms. That's not the story. It does mean that you may need to try a different bra size with your forms to get a better fit to your frame.
Exactly.
And that's key, is at the end of the day, when you are wearing breast forms in a bra, the bra is doing the work of positioning them. It's doing the job of holding them in place. If you're using attachable breast forms, you're likely using the bra to do your positioning to learn where it goes as well. Really, really important to get the correct size to begin with so that you're learning this is where this tissue should be. This is what looks correct so that you have more flexibility with your bra sizing.
Right. Awesome.
Now, we've talked quite a bit about bra band sizing because that is really critical. There is also the difference of cup sizing. So this is an A cup to our lovely friend here. It is considered demure. It's a smaller bust size. And that's, like I briefly touched on, it's all about how it relates to the body. Although it's only an A cup in this red bra for our friend here, if someone is significantly more petite, you put these breast forms on that body where it's fitting correctly, and we've hit a very different silhouette. We've hit very noticeably busty. And vice versa, we put this on a bigger frame, they're going to look even smaller than this A cup and going to be less noticeable. It's all about how it relates to you. And that's why when we talk about cup size, there are general rules of thumb that we can follow, but it is dependent on how it relates to the body. So it's not as simple as I measure 33 inches at my underbust and I'm 34 inches at my nipple, so that makes me an A cup. Not how the math works. But it is a matter of how that flatters to the body. So that A is an apple, A is an awesome. It's a petite cup size. It's not crazy, not over the top. You put a shirt on, there's tissue there, but it's not like holy smokes. And then it goes bigger from there. So next size up, we go B as in beautiful. We are still on that smaller busted size. It's not crazy, but it is something that can look proportionate for girls who have family backgrounds of being smaller busted, especially certain ethnicities tend to be a little bit smaller busted than others. If you're tall and willowy, runway model, tend not to be double Ds. So if you have more of a slender frame, a B as in beautiful can look really, really nice. Your C as in cat cup size, that's a good proportionate cup size that looks good on absolutely everybody. End of sentence, because it's a good, natural, proportionate size when the numbers are correct, when your band size is correct. D as in dog, also proportionate. It looks a little bit better for girls who carry more weight in their tummies, just because as women tend to carry more through here, there tends to be a corresponding larger bust line as well. Or again, if you're from a family background of women with a larger chest, might be nice to go with a D as in dog. And then your double D and larger, you are busty. End of sentence. You will be noticeably busty. You will be recognizably busty. If that's the look you're going for, great. Be prepared for the attention.
Right.
So that's the rule of thumb as to how that all works. And from bra to bra, when that band size is determined, that's not the part on the bra that changes. So this is that 42 A as in apple. For comparison, I have a 42 C as in cat. So same size, slightly larger forms, larger cup sizes. This one's not going to be as friendly because they're a little bit heavier.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest differences we're going to see in this case, other than the fact that I have twisted the bra here, is that we do have a little bit more width to the bra cup from side to side. I'm going to fix this bra real quick. Here, we'll use this side. So there's a little bit more width happening. So this cup here is coming a little bit further back than the red one did. And the reason why is because there's more tissue, there's more silicone to support on the body for a larger cup size for this rib cage. So although the breastbone area is the same width between the two, it does give a little bit more support for the width to bring into where that tissue is sitting further back on the rib cage. That's one of the indications of those two cup sizes being a little bit different.
Right.
In this case, it's also, there is more fabric creating the actual cup itself to give more support to larger volume. Mm-hmm. But that is something that will be different between those two cup sizes.
Right.
And of course, when we're talking breast forms specifically, it's less pressure being squeezed on a breast form because it's not being put in something too small.
Right.
Yeah. So that's basic within that same bra band size. And then believe it or not, there's also the challenge of wearing a bra that's too big. It's not as common as wearing a bra that's too small because, of course, vanity sizing is a thing, and we all always want to be smaller than what we are. It's a whole thing. But
unless we're talking about breasts, unless we're talking about breasts, right? Then we all want to be larger than we are.
There is always the challenge of what happens if my bra band is too big. Well, generally speaking, if that band is too big, just like when the band is too small, it changes where the weight is being supported.
Sure.
So in this case, the straps are still kind of where they should be. They might be a little bit off. They don't move as easily because now the bra straps are doing more of the work.
Okay.
Because the bra band isn't sitting appropriately on that under bust area. And if we turn around, it's way up here when it should be way down here. Because this should be beneath that pec muscle supporting everything.
Right.
So where that same issue was where the bra straps were sliding off because the bra band was squeezing too tight, now these bra straps are doing all the work.
Right.
What that means, we see, of course, a significantly lower hang on the front of the breast forms because the entire bra has gone topsy-turvy and shifted on the diagonal. So the breasts are now sitting lower on the body. It is putting a lot more pressure on your shoulders, which is going to make your shoulders, it's going to make your trap muscles, it's going to make your neck a lot more tired because it's doing work it's not supposed to be doing. You're going to definitely feel more discomfort throughout the day while wearing it because this rib cage isn't being supported anywhere. So there's going to be more movement happening with the whole bra shifting around because there's nothing keeping this secure. If you've ever worn a skirt that's a little too loose for you and you've been walking around and then you look down and the slit has gone from the side of your leg to in the middle or in the wrong direction, same idea is going to happen with that bra where these are going to start sliding left and right on you. Even though the straps are still holding, everything else is going to shift.
Sure.
That's the danger of a bra band that's too big. And then, of course, the challenge of it being now too wide for the frame. And this is when you can unintentionally create an east-west breast shape where things are pointing a little too far out to be the desired look.
I hadn't heard that before. Okay.
No.
So
the wandering breast form approach. So the wandering breast form.
Yes. So, and that's the crash course as to the challenges of bra sizing.
Right.
And at the end of the day, especially when you're wearing forms, like you should not notice your bra or your forms when you've been wearing them for a regular length of time, you're familiar with the weight, it's not something new for you. If you are noticing your breast forms and or your bra, it's probably an indication that maybe your bra has gotten old, the elastic is starting to give up and it's no longer fitting you the way it's supposed to.
Sure. Hey, Eden, just real quickly, because, we end up, a lot of our people will end up going to formals and will be wearing gowns that may not be able to have straps to support. Is there a change that you might look at in your band size in order to give you the support you might need? Is it just the same? You would still wear that same band size?
It will still be your same band size because at the end of the day, that is based on what your rib cage is. End of sentence.
Okay.
There are strapless bras that are designed for your band size that may feel tighter than what you're used to. And that's because it is designed to create a little bit more tension to hold everything correctly. As a rule of thumb, it doesn't matter if you have naturally occurring breast tissue or not. That strapless bra is not going to stay in place very well. It's the nature of the business.
Right.
Were we having technical issues?
Yeah, we have a little technical issue, so you're frozen at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can continue on with the conversation, and we're just not going to be able to do a visual at this point. But I know that Emma is back there working on it. So.
Yes. Yes. So while Emma plays tech support, another thing I would say when it comes to okay, I don't want to have visible bra straps, but I still want to wear my forms, or I still want to have that sensation of that breast tissue. That's when it is going to come down to selecting a breast form or breast enhancement product that is going to be attachable in a way that will let you essentially go braless, even with something that has a tighter fitting support, such as a formal gown, something with a lace back or something like that. So that you can have the look, but you can make sure that that breast tissue is positioned where it should be on your body to make you look natural. A lot of times when it comes to formal dresses, because there is that tendency to have that bustier style with that molded cup, you will find, just like there is with sundresses and things like that, you will find that the cup that is sewn into the dress does not align at all with the cup of where your bra is. And that's because it's not specifically designed to be the function of a bra. It is not designed to properly support breast tissue in that same way. It is giving you the illusion of that underwire bra cup because it's cute. Not because it's helpful, but because it's cute.
So here's what we're going to do for a second. We're going to pull you off stage.
Okay.
And maybe I can get D and I back. Oh, wrong one. I screw this up. How do we did that? I know
her off the stage.
Yeah, I got to take her off. There we go. So for the just quick bit here, because they're going to go through and reboot the camera. Emma's going to do a reboot, and hopefully we can get Eden back on. So D and I, you and I could just kind of do a quick recap here. I mean,
I'm ready.
We've certainly learned a lot. I know I have. I'm sure you have too. Of different things and different approaches, and how to identify. Because I know I've had bras where I'm constantly kind of reaching over and pulling the straps up, right? Yeah. And again, just the whole idea of what do I do when I want to go strapless? What kind of bra should I get, or how should I go about doing that? And I guess maybe for me it is a little different because I'm not supporting breast forms anymore. But certainly, in the case where we had an earlier conversation, we talked about the possibility of using a surgical type adhesive or something to adhere them. Some of us can do that and some of us can't.
Well, we've talked about your hormones and things like that. You've been on hormone support for a year, and you had very significant breast tissue growth. So you outgrew your breast forms.
Right. Pretty quickly, actually. Yeah.
I've been on hormones for almost 5 years now. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
I did get a little bit of more development here, but genetically, my family is not large busted. So, I'm not going to get that until there's surgery. But I too am, kind of stuck with the breast forms. Sure. Now, I will say I had a very helpful wife way back when I started really spending the appropriate time as D. My wife came in one day when I was getting dressed, and she looked at me and she said, "That's wrong." And I was like, "Really? What are you talking about?" She said, "That bra, it's wrong." She said, "It's too little for you." I said, "Well, not very comfortable, after I wear it for, 8 hours or so." Said,
right.
"Oh, no. We're going to fix this. Throw on something comfortable. We're going to go get you size, and you're going to get a bra that fits. And I'm not going to see all this weird stuff anymore. You're going to look right." Thank you, dear. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Again, someone very intelligent and experienced, someone who had the experience like Eden does.
Right.
Said, "Oh yeah, honey, this has to be comfortable. You need to be wearing this bra all day long. And when you take it off, oh, I guess I took my bra off.
Right.
It shouldn't hurt. It's, she sized me, same thing we, did here, because at that time I didn't have any developed breast tissue.
Right.
And my goodness, what a pleasurable difference that did make.
Yeah, I think it's important too that we talk to, where can people get their sizing done? Sometimes, they worry, I'm doing it at home or whatever. And certainly you can do that. But there are places out there. There are shops, that you could go to, Torrid or Victoria's Secret sometimes, those that are supportive of our communities and will, very surreptitiously, in a very nice way, take you into that back room and do the measurement for you. So, I know we are often afraid of going out and letting people know that we may cross-dress, or we are, kind of in maybe a beginning phase as transgender and still using forms. And so we're a little reluctant to go out. But fit is so critically important, not just to the comfort itself, but to your appearance, as Eden said, to getting that best feminine appearance. So, So we're still kind of working here.
I can see the ladies off stage. They're really working hard to
struggling here. Yeah.
But, I think it was important that, she kind of backtracked and really talked about what difference that makes with the band, the strap, where that brings the breast, on our chest, and how things look in the back. And the fact that you're not supposed to be fishing, trying to play with your clothes. If you're playing with your underwear, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. That's right. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
And having that mannequin to see exactly what she was talking about really made a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Something else, April. You talked about the places that support our community. I would push that a little bit more. I've been a lot of places in drab mode where I needed some help fitting or whatever.
Yeah.
In today's world, today it's different than it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago. People are really very helpful. They're very respectful. Most of the large, I'll say box stores, the Macy's and all those things, their corporate code is very clear about not supporting, but being respectful for any of us that visit that commercial establishment. If you see something you like, I'll bet if you ask for help, it will go just fine.
Right, exactly
right. Eden and Emma, do y'all think that we're going to have any success with getting your camera back on?
Well, I think what they're doing is that we have this possibility, kind of two things that hang out there that we could do. We could either cease work and we could do a total rework at some point here, or Emma can go back around behind Eden's camera and they can use the laptop from the camera. I think those are our two choices right now at this point. So,
all right, we're at 49 minutes. What'd you say, April?
Hang on a second. So hang on. I'm about ready to get first. There they are. We have both Eden and Emma on camera.
Hi. Okay. Other side of the camera now. So one thing I will say when it comes to going to any sort of in-person bra fitting, pay attention to where they are taking your measurement from.
Right.
Just like we talked about that bra band and hacking the system, if they are taking your measurement from your armpit, they have not been trained. They do not know how to work with someone who does not have developed breast tissue.
Right.
That is unfortunately going to lead to that black bra experience where that bra band is going to be incorrect.
Right.
It needs to be taken from your underbust and adjusted accordingly to their bra sizing system. And that is really, really important. Again, assuming they're using traditional North American bra sizing.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
So that's my biggest thing. Just, make sure that they understand that they are fitting someone without naturally occurring breast tissue. Because a lot of places, especially chain retail stores, they're given next to no training, or they're trained to sell based on inventory levels. And they'll just be like, oh, you just stick it in the armpit and go. Because again, it's quick and easy to do. But unless you have that knowledge as someone who is experienced as a bra fitter to create that flattering look, make sure you get that experience. Make sure to check your local lingerie stores, bra stores, contact them directly, send them an email, be like, hey, are you comfortable? Do you have experience with this? You'd be surprised how many stores are so accepting, so welcoming. If you're nervous, I've seen a number of small independent stores that will do after hours fittings so that you feel more comfortable.
Yes.
So that you can make sure you are getting something that is going to be as flattering to your body so that you look like the black bra, or not the black bra, you look like the purple bra.
Right. Or the red, the egg.
Or the red, depending on your look.
Right.
Yeah, so that's hands down my biggest thing. I don't think you could see it while we were fighting with the camera, but I was like going like this in the background, being like, I need to say something. Because that's the critical thing, is just make sure that you're getting something that's as flattering to your body as possible.
Yeah, and I think, certainly because you understand the actual fitting, I think for us, we were trying to encourage people to get out and go somewhere.
Yes.
Instead of necessarily relying on themselves, but that you can get out, and there are many places out there that will be very accepting of you and very open to fit you. So So we've combined those two aspects together. Yours is certainly the most critical, getting the right size, the right measurement. Otherwise, you're wasting your time anyhow.
Exactly. And it doesn't mean that you can't do it yourself. It does mean a little bit more work because you have to take those measurements by yourself. It does mean you might have to contact the retailer that you want to shop with to double check that you're following their sizing correctly. But it is absolutely something that is possible. It does not need to feel like the end of the world if there isn't a torrid in your neighborhood.
Right. So we're coming up on, probably about a 7-minute mark or so left. What else do we need to cover? And can we do it in the time that we have?
Believe it or not, I can yap for a while. I'm happy to talk about all things always.
No.
I have lots
you
of
are good.
To share.
If we've hit
but
that
I think
point.
we got through the most important, most critical things.
Right.
So at this point, it's really just questions, it's feedback, it's anything that's coming to mind. But we've gone through the most important stuff.
Do you think maybe you could give us a little teaser about breast forms and what's going to come the next time?
Yes. Okay. So definitely we'll be talking about different types of breast forms and how they work with bras or without bras. We've already talked about previously, push-up bras and breast forms don't go together 99.9% of the time. Push-up bras are not designed to work with silicone, whether it's an implant or an explant. So that's something we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about different types of construction, different types of feel, why the number system is really weird. Hint, it's because vanity sizing exists and Nothing's consistent with women's sizing.
Yeah, I know
well,
you had to help me in my first purchase. I purchased the wrong size and contacted you, and this was years back, but you were very helpful in getting me the right size, so I didn't look like the Dolly Parton that I really didn't want to be.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really easy when we talk about breast forms and things like that, especially if it's an inexpensive retailer that advertises something as a cup size. Well, as we just discussed, and actually for an example, that last bra is a C cup as well. The last 2 purple bras we looked at were both C cups.
Wow.
But they're 2 different C cups for 2 different bodies.
Right.
So that is where, a C cup breast form doesn't mean anything unless you know how that relates to you.
Your body.
So it's really easy to be like, oh, I was this and this, so I should be this and that. And
Right.
that's gonna lead, just like shoes, just like skirts, just like panties, just like everything, it's gonna lead you down the wrong path, because you always have to think, how does this particular garment fit me? Because that's the way the pink closet works.
Right. Well, I think, there's a lot of excitement. I know I've had feedback. There's coming into this next session as well. Breast forms are among the most talked about things that we see on both CDH and TGH in chat. There's often comments and discussions about sizing and types and purpose and, anything else you can think of. So I know there'll be a lot of anticipation for that. I think it's probably time for us then to wrap, Dee, and I will say goodbye to you for now, Eden, and we'll see you the next time that we have. And I'm gonna, Dee, then look and turn it over to you.
We would be remiss if we didn't say, Emma, thank you for
Emma, thanks.
Here at the end. I mean, you're great. All right. Well, for all of you who joined us today, we are delighted that you did. And we hope that you learned a lot, because there was a lot out there. And we certainly appreciate all the hard work that Eden put into this with the show and tell. Made a lot of sense. And hopefully it's going to help a lot of us in the future be much more comfortable and have a much better appearance. But we thank you for your time, Eden and Emma, and for our family that joined us here today. We value your time, and we really enjoyed being with you. And it's just going to be a few short weeks, and we'll have that next episode available for the breast forms. For all of us at CDH and at TGH, good evening for some of you. Good afternoon for the earlier crowd, and even good morning for some of you. Goodbye.
Bye.